All right, students, so here is some vocabulary in order to begin our new unit. Our first word is relative dating. Students, this means that any method, of determining whether or not an event or an object, or a person for that matter, is older or younger than other events or objects. So for instance, over here we have three siblings. Sibling A is the oldest, sibling B is the middle child, and sibling C is the youngest child. Okay, that means that we know the placement of ages, but we don't know the exact age. Okay, so we do not have an exact age for relative dating. That's important to remember. There is no exact age with relative dating. The next word, students, is fossil. Okay, cool. We'll go back here just a second. Our next word here is fossil. So this is a trace or the remains of an organism that lived a long time ago, okay? And it's most often preserved in sedimentary rock. Now, why do you think it wouldn't be preserved in igneous rock or metamorphic rock? Well, if it's an igneous rock, that means that at one time the rock was molten, and then the animal would have burned up within it, so no fossils would be there. But if it was a metamorphic rock, it would have been underneath intense heat and pressure, so again, the organism wouldn't be there. So that's why mainly we find fossils in sedimentary rock. Now they can be a trace fossil, which could be like a footprint, okay, or the remains, which could be, for example, like a skull of an organism, okay? Our third word here is superposition, also noted as the law of superposition. It's a principle that basically states that younger rocks are going to be above older rocks. So, kind of as we talked about with relative dating before, if you have separate rock layers that have not been disturbed, then the one on the bottom was put there first, right? And then the one next was put next, and the one next on the top was put very last. So which is the oldest layer of rock then? Letter A is going to be our oldest, B will be a little bit younger than that, and C will be our youngest layer of rock. Okay, students? So that is the law of superposition, or superposition. Our next word, students, is fault. Now this is not like your fault or my fault. This is when you have two separate blocks of rock that are moving in separate directions, and at the very center, that area where there is a break between the two of them, where one block is moving in the other direction compared to the other one, that is what we are referring to as a fault. Okay, that is what we are referring to as a fault, when there is a break between two rocks. Our next word is uniformitarianism. And you may see a word in here that you recognize. You see uniform. Okay? Uniform means the same, okay, or that multiples are the same. So this is a principle that geologic processes, like a rock being weathered and then eroded away, that happened today, the process that happens today, or the way that happens today, is the exact same way that it happened millions of years ago. Millions. So that is what uniformitarianism is. The principle that geologic processes that occurred in the past are the same or can be explained by current geologic processes or things that are happening today. Our last and final word for this section is unconformity. Students, if you have two separate layers of rocks, and within those separate layers of rocks, you have layers A, B, C, D, and E. And then next door, you have A, B, D, and E. Okay? What's missing from one to the next? What's missing? Okay? We are missing layer C. Where did it go? This is an unconformity, students. Okay? This is an unconformity. When there is a break in the geologic record, when a rock layer has been eroded away, or sediment has not been deposited for a long period of time. So like a river has changed course, or an ocean has moved for whatever reason. And an unconformity is created when that layer is there. It should be there, but it is not there. When that layer is not there, when there's a break in the geologic record, which are the different layers of rocks. That is what an unconformity is. That concludes our vocabulary. If you have any questions, please let me know.